Hi, my name is Marinda and I'm the artist behind Marinda Designs. I'm an Australian artist currently living in Auckland, New Zealand, and I'm a mum of one and also a wife of one. My art is currently focused on murals, lettering and illustration. Marinda Designs has been in business for 6 years and has taken many turns to get to where it is right now. To be honest, I'm still figuring out what my business looks like and how I want it to fit into my life, as well as what success in this business looks like to me. I'm a chronic procrastinator. Lazy is a word I heavily identify with and have so since childhood. But I'm working on it. So a little bit of background, I graduated with a degree in graphic design and film, and I have worked as an in-house designer and content creator for multiple companies across Perth for about 4 years, and I haven't been a designer since. I ran an online shop for 5 years and sold block printed art on prints, t-shirts, notebooks, stickers, you name it. Like every other maker, I've done my fair share of art and craft markets. I started painting murals in 2019 and have painted for small businesses and offices in Australia and New Zealand. That's the resume, I guess. So why am I restarting my YouTube channel? Well, to be honest, I've always wanted to do YouTube, but I've been struck down with fear of failure, embarrassment, and just general lack of motivation. So because I wasn't getting views instantly, I felt like a failure, I felt embarrassed for not being a success story straight away, and all that decreased my motivation. But over the last year or two, I've been reevaluating what it means to be successful and adjusting my relationship with social media and digging into why I'm so insistent on running an art business of all things. And what it comes down to is me wanting to do better. As I mentioned before, I'm a chronic procrastinator, so that has stopped me from going after what I really want in life. So enough is enough. I'm almost 30 and I can't be like this. I don't want to be like this. For the sake of my own self-respect, I need a change. So what will you see from this channel? I want to use this channel to document my art journey, as well as to reach out to other artists who are, like me, on the way to success, whatever that looks like. I hope that connecting with other artists who are at the same level as me, or a few steps either way, will be encouraging to not give up and to keep going. Slow progress is still progress. I love business, but I'm not great at it. I love learning about financials and the financials of other businesses. I love seeing them share their figures transparently, so I want to do the same. I also love learning about other artists' strategies for growing their business and adding different creative outlets into the business. I want to share my financials with you, show you what streams of income I'm tackling at the moment, and different methods of trying to get new business. I also want to share with you project process videos, what it looks like to get a new client, what the emails look like and our talks, and what the first drafts look like, as well as what the final project is. I also want to show you this in a way that is beautiful, so I'll be working on my cinematography and getting back into my film roots. So I'm out of practice of thinking like a filmmaker, so please forgive me if my videos don't look aesthetic straight out the gate. What are my business goals? I'd like to have a reliable income from my business to support my family. I'm setting that goal low at the moment at 40K, and I would consider that to be absolutely incredible. But alas, we're on the way there, making slow, steady steps. Ideally, I'd like to have 3 streams of income, 1 being YouTube, 2 would be from art licensing and print on demand, and 3 would be from commissions like my murals. In the future, I'd like to open up an online shop again, but I want to make sure that I'm doing it right and selling products that I'm really proud of. I also want to be creating art and content that fulfills me. Now, I understand that that will take a lot of time, a lot of tries, and a lot of grace to get there. I've heard you have to make 100 pieces of art before you start liking your art, and the same goes with YouTube. One of my favorite artists, Timothy Goodman, wrote, "You gotta make a lot of stuff before you can make stuff like yourself." There was also this teacher on TikTok that said, "To be cringe is to be free." And I really like that. So that's the gist of it. If you're an artist, figuring out your career, you've been at it for a few years, or you're just starting it out, follow along and we can go on this wild journey together. Let's figure out how to be successful artists together and figure out what success looks like for us. And to do it without burning out. I'd love to chat, so please leave a comment with where you are at your art journey and what your career goals are. Till the next video. Bye!